Hey everyone, sorry I'm a little late on this video. Just to let you guys know, I will be doing the videos every Wednesday. I will do my best to get a video up every Wednesday now to keep up a steady blog and trying to build an audience and really keep you guys up on everything that's going on. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, well, today the topic is mostly about kids. The other day I went shopping and I was with a friend of mine, and so I thought it was a bit surprising, but you know, as some of the Chinese told me, it's fairly common. But it was the first time I saw it, and I've been here about 4 months now. And then we were walking through like this park area, walking to the other side where the stores were at, and so I saw this lady and her husband or her boyfriend or whatever, and there was this little kid like clung onto her leg. So like he's literally like sitting and grabbing her leg and he won't move. So I thought, like, you know, that's some spoiled kid is just being a pain. Well, it turns out the kid wasn't her son. There was quite a few kids running around, and what they're doing, they're trying to sell roses. A little girl actually came to me and my friend, and then she was trying to hand her the rose and trying to sell her the rose, and so my friend started running away from the girl, and they were running around me. And you know, at first I thought my friend was just kidding, she was just like messing around with the kid or something, but I think she was legitimately scared of the kid. So the thing about these little kids, you know, you have to be well aware that they're more times than not pickpockets and whatnot. They just, you end up missing a lot of stuff if you don't keep your eyes open. So the little girl comes to me and then she like grabs my shirt or something. I'm like, immediately I was like, well, get off me, don't touch me, don't touch me. And so I shouted at the kid and said, don't touch me. And eventually she just stopped and we, you know, walked out of there. So then my friend told me, she's like, oh, I feel a little bad for the kids because their boss is probably gonna hit them or not, or you know, not feed them or something like that. I said their boss. According to her, these kids, or I believe it's true though, these kids don't have parents. Either they don't have parents or they were kidnapped or something. They're basically forced to go out and sell roses or something to people walking by and trying to get money, trying to and beg for money, or trying to steal something, trying to steal someone's wallet or phones or whatever, and bring it back to their boss. And if they don't, there's of course consequences. After she told me about that, I felt really bad, just, you know, yelling at the kid. But I'm in my mind, she was just trying to steal money, trying to steal my wallet or something. So I was like, just back off. I knew you're trying to sell me a rose and distract me and trying to steal my wallet. That's not gonna happen. But I felt really bad, and the worst part is not that I felt bad about that whole situation yelling at her, is that I couldn't do anything about it. So if you guys know me, you know that I didn't have the greatest childhood ever, and I didn't have all those ideal things that we should have growing up, like parents. But this is unreal to me. Like, not unreal, I get it, but it just, it sucks really bad, in particular, just because, you know, I know what it is, you know, to really want some sort of, this is really complicated to explain, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. And so I just feel like if there's a child in need, I want to do anything I can to help. And in this situation, there's literally nothing I can do, you know. So I mean, would this have been in New York or something? Yeah, I think there's definitely something I could have done about it. And you know, you have kids in the street or something, you can definitely take them to a police station or a social worker or something, and you know, you can get them a home and all of that. But this is China, and it's just not that simple. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about today, I had a parent show. Parent show is basically a parent-teacher conference. So it went well. So the first half of my class, I just taught the students our topic and what we were going to do. And then the second half of the class, their parents come in and they just literally watch me teach the class or review what we were doing. Well, I mean, they were pretty much everyone except one person happy with how I did my class. And they all tell me about how their kids really like me, and they write about me. Like one kid, he writes about me in his diary or something in his journal. That's what his mom said. It was a little bit funny. So the parents are really happy, and they're happy with how they did the class, and just had basic questions. It went very well. But there was this one couple. So the kid. So a little background information. The kid, this couple's child, he's I would say like average as far as his level in English is, and considering the class level, he's definitely on average. He's not a bad kid. He's not a bad student. The problem with him is that he's very timid, very shy. He doesn't like speaking, and if he can't figure something out quickly, he won't want to participate. And he does this very often. So during the parent show, well, I called on him. I called on everyone, of course, and I called on him for a particular question. And like a second later, another kid shouts it out, and I was like, "Yes, it's this," and then carried on and carried on. And we were doing the activity, and I called his number, and he didn't get up for that moment, and the other kid got up and said, "Oh wait, I can do this one." And so the whole time he basically was there repeating vocabulary and whatnot. He wasn't actually participating in the class. So I can't speak Chinese, and the parents can't speak English. So this is the fun part, right? So the mom and dad come in, and then they started talking to my assistant, and they told her, well, they feel like I wasn't picking on him enough, or I need to motivate him and have him participate more often and whatnot. I said, I get that. The problem is I can't force him to do it. And I said I can't force him to participate if he doesn't want to participate. I can't force him to answer if he doesn't want to answer, right? So I didn't expect this, and the mom just started crying. She got really emotional. She started crying, and I'm like, oh shit, did I just screw up? What just happened? She was really upset, and she was just going on and on. And then my assistant was talking to her, and my course consultant was talking to her, and they were talking all to each other. And I'm like, what's going on? And I don't get anything right now. From the body language and what she was, how things were being said, I was under the impression that they were unhappy how I was doing the class, and that I was purposely not calling on the child. I had someone translating for me, and this is the things that they were saying, but that's not the things that they meant to say. So this is the problem with translation sometimes. You can say exactly what a person is saying and translate it, but that doesn't mean that that's what they mean to say as we understand it in English. And then later, my course consultant comes and says, hey, he says, it's none of your business, but what he meant to say, it's not your fault, right? So he said, it's none of your business why she was crying, because she wasn't crying because of you. She was crying because she feels that her child is not active, her child is not participating, so she feels really bad, and she couldn't control that she had to cry. So this is what he said. So it's none of your business. Don't worry, and you did really good. But I felt really bad. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, maybe she's right. Maybe I should be trying to get him to speak more often, and even if he doesn't want to, get him to participate. We ended the meeting. I understood that she wasn't as upset with me as I thought she was, or the father either. And I asked her. I told my assistant, ask him exactly this, and my assistant was saying no, she's saying that. I was like, no, ask him exactly this, because I understand what their answer is. And I said, do they think I'm purposely not calling on their child, or purposely not pushing their child to participate? Do they think I'm purposely doing this? And she tried to explain to me something else. I said, no, ask them that exactly right now, and I hear what they have to say. So at that point, she said okay. She said it, and the father was like, oh, well, he basically said in Chinese, no. He said, I understand what he's saying, but that's not what I mean. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I feel my child needs to participate more. I'm not saying it's his fault. And I said, oh, okay, that solves the problem. Kind of went on a tangent over here with this video. Sorry, I do my best to cut it short, but sometimes I can keep going and going. Anyway, so our phrase. So this is one thing I will be adding at the end of each of my videos. I will add a word or phrase in Chinese of the day. Chinese friends, please don't judge my accent. Correct me if you can. Please don't judge me. A very popular thing Chinese here say when they don't understand what you are saying when you speak English. 听不懂. And 听不懂. 听不懂. I'm not sure exactly what the tone is, but 听 means hearing or listening. Bu is basically no, bu, and don is don, like understanding. So 听不懂 is I don't understand what I hear, is basically what that translates into. So when you have Chinese people, if you're ever in China and you don't speak Chinese and they start speaking to you, you can just say 听不懂, and that'll pretty much clear up that you don't understand what they're saying, or vice versa. If you hear them say that and you're trying to speak Chinese, then you know they're saying I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, guys, so I'll see you next week. Any questions, comments, or suggestions for my next topic for next Wednesday, let me know. Please leave them in the comment section or send me a message on Facebook.